Friends, hello, I hope you are well. Let's talk about SoFi stock right now. So before I say anything, I'm going to say things that are going to be negative, but we have to talk about the double-edged sword with everything here. And talking about SoFi, there's definitely a really nice sharp side that's cutting through a lot of crap right now, doing well, but there's also a side that's dull and that is going to really make some issues here with what's coming up here. So I want you to know I'm bullish on SoFi. I love SoFi. I own SoFi. I'm buying more of it, honestly. Every time it dips pretty hard here, I buy more of it because long term, I'm very bullish on what this company is going to do. And this isn't a conversation of like, is SoFi doing okay? Are they going to continue to do okay? What's their numbers? Are they going to make it? SoFi is doing beautifully. SoFi is doing great on financial side. They're doing great on subscriber side. They're growing. They are doing beautiful, but there is a situation that probably that's going to be taking place here in the next 3 months, and let's break that down and talk about it. So like I said, I'm going to talk about some bad stuff, good stuff. Here's some bad stuff up front to make y'all hate me. I believe especially these next 2 weeks in the market are going to be violent. I think they're going to be rough because it is a situation where the market is going, hey, we're waiting on this rate cut that's coming here in September. And even if we do see a rate cut, the market is still saying, hey, I might have a recession, but there is this other side of people right now going, I think we're already in a slow recession right now in the market, and I think the market has already priced in this rate cut, and we're just going through the motions of it right now. And SoFi with this situation, obviously SoFi is a banking company. It's a bank, so it's going to do well on rate cuts. That's what you want. You want people to, go buy cars, houses, all that kind of stuff, get loans, and they're going to go to banks. So SoFi being a bank, this is going to help them, obviously. And that's why SoFi has been running a little bit harder here as of lately. So I do think SoFi is going to be in this situation where it's going to be very back and forth here the next 2 weeks, but especially leading up to this rate cut. When we do see this rate cut, probably that week of the rate cut, we could see SoFi back up to $10 to $14. That is a real possibility, and that's why a lot of people are paying attention to it right now. So it's very dangerous trading SoFi back and forth right now because you may get left behind if you are not safe with how you're trading it. So these next 2 weeks in the market, I do believe are going to be pretty violent. And obviously, this is where the argument starts because we have Tom Lee saying, hey, small cap stocks, the markets, we think it's going to do really well. It's going to pop. I do believe that, but I do think until we get to this rate cut situation, it's going to be these next 2 weeks are going to be complete buying opportunity, especially for SoFi, because when we do see these rate cuts are happening, that Jerome has already, the Fed knows they have to do them. They said they're going to do them, and this is what's going to happen. But I am curious, will the market start to sell off before these rate cuts? Will we see big market sell off and try to shake people out? But SoFi, honestly, this week had a really good week. It ran to around 830, then sold off. And it does what SoFi does. We've seen this time and time again. If you've been with the stock, you've seen this before. It'll run up hard, and then it'll have a massive sell-off. But this one's looking a little different right now where SoFi is keeping this high 7, low 8, which is fantastic. And this is definitely signs of what's coming here. That investors are getting a lot more comfortable with the reality that SoFi should have a pretty safe landing here once we see these rate cuts. And obviously, we've had some big firms and big, investors come out here and say they're raising their price target on SoFi to around, $12 to $14 here within the projected future here. So bullet points here. Here's a skibby. If you're in SoFi for the long run, I would just be buying and not worrying. Even if we go back down to say a low 7, high 6, I would still be buying. Even if you're looking into holding SoFi for the next 5 years, buying at 8 plus, you're still fine. You're still fine because we know what's going to be happening here with SoFi. If we can continue to see the market continue to do better, rate cuts, inflation, everything start to really do better here going into 2025, SoFi is going to do well. SoFi is going to really bounce off that kind of news, what's going on. So this might be the start of something actually happening. After these long 4 years of SoFi just taking damage, not giving really anything back to investors, promises, projections, nothing happening, it looks like we are at the end of this dark road and going into greener pastures right now with SoFi, and that's why it's getting a lot more attention right now, because of what is coming here just weeks away with these rate cuts. So friends, with that said, I'm not going to make this a terribly long video. I'm just putting this out here because I get a lot of comments about SoFi. I'm buying SoFi. I'm not worrying about what's happening here the next few months. I'm worrying about what's happening here the next few years. So I don't really care about this violent chart that SoFi is going to continue to give us. Don't look at SoFi for what it's going to be bringing you short term. It's going to be violent. It's going to be wild. It's going to be up and down, 100%. But look at what's going to be coming here with the growth of SoFi. That's what you have to focus on right now, is the growth. You're looking at a company that is in the very beginning stages of turning into a massive company going into the next 3 to 5 years with what they're projected right now. And if we can get the economy back, everything back, people taking out loans again, all that kind of stuff, we're looking at SoFi doing very well off that. Friends, I hope you do very well with SoFi when you invest in it. And I will talk to you very soon. Bye, everyone.